This video will show you how to remove the stock rear bumper on all 2016 through 2023 Toyota Tacomas.
So the first step of our install is to take off our license plate. Now for this, I'm going to use a Phillips head socket. However, this is going to depend on what hardware that you have holding on your license plate. You may need a 10mm socket. Now that our license plate is removed, that's going to expose one of the clips that we'll have to remove in order to remove our bumper here. Next, we can head underneath and disconnect the wiring harness for our hitch plug as well as our license plate lights. So our next step is to disconnect our hitch plug. This is just going to have a tab up on top. We're just going to press down on that tab and pull back. That's going to release our wiring harness. And then what we can do is just pop that out completely because we're going to have to swap that over. So I usually take a flathead screwdriver and just depress these clips that are just holding it onto the bumper here. So once both of those clips are through, we'll be able to wiggle this out and forward. So after we've removed our hitch plug here, there's a wiring harness right next to it up at the top that's connected to the body and that's also connected to the bumper. What I'm gonna do is disconnect this and then we can move on to our license plate lights. Just have to depress that tab and pull back. So our next step is to remove our license plate lights and disconnect the wiring harness for this. Now what I like to do is just pop it through the bumper. That makes it a little bit easier because this is kind of a tight space to work with, especially to unplug a wiring harness. Now what I'm gonna do is take a flathead screwdriver and just depress the clips on either side of the light. That's really what's holding it into the back bumper, and we're gonna have to swap these over in just a second to our new bumper anyway. So if you just push forward and depress those clips, just like we did with the hitch plug, we'll be able to remove this light. What we can do next is remove the couple of clips that are holding on this trim piece. Now I already kind of pried up on this trim piece here, so it is going to be pretty easy to remove. Now if this is the first time that you're removing this trim piece, it is going to be pretty difficult to remove, but it's only held in by a couple of clips on the bottom and then a couple of clips on the front behind the license plate and two on either side down at the corner of the trim piece. So I'm going to take a soft pry tool and remove this clip up top, and then we can head down to the corner. I'm going to use that same soft pry tool, take out this clip, we can remove the one on the other corner, and then we can pull off our trim piece. So like I said, I already pulled up on this and removed most of these clips. Now this trim piece is going to be a little bit difficult at first to take off just because of the multiple clips, but this is going to expose most of the bolts that we need to remove in order to remove our bumper as a whole. So we can put this to the side and grab our tools for our next step. Next, we can remove the two bolts underneath that are holding on the bottom portion of our bumper. I'm going to use a 12mm socket and my electric ratchet to remove those. Then we can do the same thing on the other side. Now directly above the frame rail from the ones that we just removed, there's going to be two more 12mm bolts. I'm going to use the same 12mm socket to remove them. Then we can repeat that for the other side. Last but not least, we can remove the two bolts that are in the middle, holding our bumper onto the hitch assembly here. I'm using that same 12mm socket. At this point, what we can do is just remove our rear bumper by pulling back.
Thanks for watching, and remember, for all things Tacoma, keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.